Hi, I am RAUL ROA ESTILISTA.
Most of the cuts I've shared, we always take out a guide wick. Today, I want to share with you how to work with our fingers as a guide, which we are going to work with 1 finger to 2 fingers to 3 fingers, and how can we reach 4 fingers. The 1 finger cutting technique is very simple. What we do is glue the outside of our hand to the skull and we cut, guiding us by the thickness of our hand. If I have a thick hand, well, it's going to be a little longer. What if I have a thin hand? But still everything can be adapted. We work diagonally or vertically, and we correct in the opposite way horizontally. To cut those little tips that remain, and so the whole section will be perfect. So this technique is very easy. It is very calm to work. And we are going to see it in a series of videos with these techniques, working only with the fingers as a guide. So the guide will not get lost, because the thickness of our hands, or the number of fingers we use to cut, it gives us the length of the wick. Now we are going to see the versatility of the technique. We are going to work on the outside of our hand, and we lean with the other 2 fingers on the skull to have more control and to give us much more security. The same will be the same thickness of our hand. Our hand will be totally glued to the head. And it is another very versatile way of working. Both work very well, and they give us a lot of versatility. I can cut, for example, with the external part, and I can correct on the inside. Now we are going to see how the scissors should be moved by our fingers. We rest one of the scissors blades on our finger, and the other blade opens and closes to cut. The 2 leaves must not be opened, because that's why we cut our fingers, because we open the 2 blades of the scissors at the same time. Must go a sheet sliding, and the other one will be opening and closing, so we cut with a lot of security, both above and below. Or in the internal part of our hand, it works exactly the same. Here we see the sheet fully attached to the finger, and the one that opens and closes is the other leaf. Totally safe, and we are not going to cut ourselves. Very important not to try to cut the entire wick until the birth of our fingers, because there if we can peck or cut ourselves in that area. Now let's see the 2 finger technique. Let's keep 2 fingers apart, that you are going to serve us as a guide. My little finger will support me, for my hand to be firm. Then my little finger, it will always be there in that position. And also my fingers are going to be totally 90 degrees. I will cut straight, and that will allow me to make the line even. I'm taking sections vertically. I project them at 90 degrees, and I'm cutting. The result that we are going to obtain with these techniques, it is a uniform coating. We can distribute it, depending on the area where we are going to cut. How are we going to see it in the videos I'm going to make? It is an excellent technique, a very good alternative. What will I be showing you in the videos that I'm going to make? Now we are going to work with 3 fingers, always working at 90 degrees. And we cut straight. There we see our 3 fingers working fully 90 degrees to cut. In the upper part, we section wicks horizontally. We raise and cut it, holding our 3 fingers fully glued and at 90 degrees. In each of the cuts that I'm going to make, let's see in the different variations that I can have with these 3 fingers, because I can work with stable highlights or with moving wicks, as we are seeing here with the wrist, and that the wick is moving, but it can also be stable, and that we are going to see. Now we are going to see the technique to 4 fingers or more. Here if there is already a little dexterity, because what we must do is raise open our fingers to make up for the space needed for the other finger. But there is no problem. Because the same also when opening the fingers. Let's create our first guide wick. What can we take? To achieve proficiency in this technique, you can move strands of hair to cut that guide wick that I created, but later with time, and with great tranquility you will also do it in a very natural way. Remember that practice and perseverance is what makes the master. Then to practice. These techniques are designed to cut short hair. See you soon.